Human beings will take at least millions of years for developing. Many scientists have come up with several plausible solutions. The most popular solution being, until then, Mars colonization is as good as a fantasy that is probably unlikely to ever come true. Hey guys, this is Prashant from Technodo, and today we have a very special story to tell. Well, we are going to be talking about Mars colonization. Well, why Mars colonization is such a terrible idea is what we are going to be talking about. Although there are many planets in our solar system, humans have remained fixated on one particular planet for building a human colony outside our own planet Earth. And that planet is Mars, famously known as the Red Planet. Now, since several decades, we humans have been nurturing an obsessive dream. A dream of building a bustling and full-scale human colony on the planet Mars. Well, several scientists and astrophysicists have always claimed that millions of years ago, life-like situation did exist on planet Mars. Such claims have always compelled we humans to look at a planet Mars with a different fascination and curiosity. But tons of sci-fi books and Hollywood movies have further fed our curiosities about this red planet. And of course, how can we forget Elon Musk, the world's richest man? Well, Musk, who is the CEO of space rocket company SpaceX, has said that it is very much possible to build human colonies on planet Mars as early as 2050. Well, Musk, by the way, is not the only one who is working on this ambitious mission. The Arab country UAE has rather ambitious dream of building a Martian city of nearly 60,000 occupants by the year 2117. Well, all these projects and missions obviously makes us all go excited. I mean, the sheer thought of having a full-fledged human civilization living on another planet is completely a freaking idea. While this idea indeed sounds really exciting, but there's one big problem. However, they also claim that building a large human colony on the red planet is not just a bad but a terrible idea. And this is not only few scientists who behold and support the hypothesis. Almost the entire scientific community unanimously agree that Mars colonization is actually a practically impossible idea. Well, in this video, I will share some of the top reasons as to why so many scientists and physicists strongly believe that Mars colonization is nothing but a wild human fantasy. Well, a fantasy that will never ever come true. Now, let us first talk about the logistic challenge. The logistical infrastructure needed to transport millions of humans to Mars is simply mind-blowing. Here I'm also talking about transporting scores of life-saving and critical materials like medicines and fuel to the red planet. Transporting all of these would really require gigantic effort. I deliberately use the word gigantic twice here only for indicating how really tough it is to carry logistic mission to Mars. But why is it really so tough? Well, that's because the red planet on an average is located nearly 230 million kilometers away from the planet Earth. That's how far Mars is from Earth. I use the word average distance here because Mars and Earth don't orbit Sun with the same speed, and hence the distance between Mars and Earth keeps varying. This means that if we want to reach Mars in the fastest possible time, then we will have to choose a time when Mars is closest to Earth. And this window comes only once in 22 months. And if you end up choosing that specific window to travel to the red planet, then it will take you 7 to 9 months for reaching Mars. However, if for some reason you end up missing this specific window, then you will have no other option but to wait for another 22 months. And just in case you decide to choose to travel at a time when Mars is really far away from Earth, then it will take you nearly 2 years to reach the red planet. Now try to put all of these things in a perspective. Try imagining that in future we are eventually confident of shifting to Mars. We humans have to spend nearly 7 to 9 months inside the spacecraft. Worse, sometimes we may even have to spend nearly 2 years inside a spacecraft. Now imagine the amount of fatigue as well as toll and stress that our physical and mental health will have to endure after being stuck inside a space shuttle for such a long period. Practically speaking, spending such a long time inside a space shuttle will actually drive you nuts. This means that most of us would go mad even before putting our first actual foot on the planet Mars. There's also the enormous challenge of transporting all the life-supporting materials to the red planet. Once humans set foot on the Mars, they will need food, fuel, medicines, oxygen tank, and hell lot of other stuff. All of these things will ensure that our life on Mars will go smooth and also help in averting life-threatening situations. But again, transporting all these basic necessities and life-supporting material to the red planet will prove to be a monumental challenge. Now, another important factor is our ability to safely land on Mars. Here it is important to remember that we humans have never landed a single human astronaut beyond Moon. Until now, we have been able to send only space rovers to Mars and other planets, but never an actual human astronaut. This means that we still don't have a superior technology to land an actual human astronaut on the red planet. And this fact alone makes our entire ambition of Mars colonization look like nothing but a pipe dream. Now let us come to the second point, which deals with hostile and inhospitable environment on the red planet. Today, our home planet Earth is possibly the only planet in the entire universe that supports life. It has many conducive factors like presence of liquid water, presence of oxygen in the environment, perfect gravity, magnetic shield that protects us from the harmful radiations of the sun. Thanks to all these conducive factors, life will continue to thrive on the planet Earth, at least for a couple of billions of years. However, when it comes to the red planet, unfortunately, none of these conducive factors exist there. It doesn't have liquid water, literally no oxygen, has a low gravity, and no magnetic field to protect us against the harmful radiations of the sun. So what does this all mean? Well, all these simply means that if you were forced to live on Mars even for a few minutes, then you will end up dying. In a nutshell, Mars is pretty much a dead planet, where as of today, life as we all know cannot exist or thrive. The thing is, the people and experts who are all die-hard fans of Mars colonization are very well aware about this hostile and inhabitable environment of Mars. And because they are aware, they have come with few solutions that will supposedly help humans to survive on the red planet despite the overwhelmingly tough conditions. Well, how about roaming on Mars wearing an astronaut jacket? Well, you must have surely seen heroes and actors wearing special astronaut jackets in those countless sci-fi movies. Humans will have to get used to wearing those heavy astronaut jackets if they really wish to go and survive on the red planet. Those astronaut jackets will not only provide oxygen and help in breathing properly, but also help in fighting the low gravity problem on the red planet. Now, another solution to overcome Mars' hostile environment is to build biodome habitat on the red planet. A self-sustaining biodome habitat can provide you with enough oxygen and also help in defending humans against sun's deadly radiations. Just come to think of it, would you really like to wear that heavy astronaut jacket for the rest of your life on a red planet? Won't you feel trapped? And you will just as well feel trapped if you were to spend all your life on that red planet inside of a biodome. My next point to do is with health. As inhabitants of planet Earth, we all love to care about our mental and physical health. But what will happen to our mental and physical health if one day we all choose to live on a planet Mars? Take for instance the harmful sunlight that humans will be completely exposed to once they start living on the red planet. As I just told you before, unlike Earth, Mars does not have a magnetic field that can protect humans against dangerous radiations. Experts say that continuous exposure to sun's radiation can severely damage our body, including ruptured lungs, dangerously swollen skin and body tissues, and untimely death. And then there's a problem of low gravity, which is one of the most important features of this planet Mars. Several astronauts who have spent years in space under low gravity conditions have observed serious fallouts on their physical health. This includes bone and muscle loss, cardiovascular problems, metabolic disorders, visual disorders, and many other health problems. Several experts believe that Mars' low gravity can severely affect man's ability to recreate and reproduce children. They claim that living continuously on a low-gravity environment adversely affects man's sperm quality and also women's ability to produce quality eggs. Now, what this actually means is that by choosing to live on Mars, we might potentially put the entire human race under great risk. Now, let us move to the next point, which actually assumes huge importance in mankind's quest to build a human colony on the planet Mars. I'm basically talking about terraforming Mars. It actually refers to a complex process that seeks to create an atmosphere on the red planet, a similar kind of atmosphere that exists on our planet Earth. The basic idea is to make Mars as hospitable as our own planet Earth. Once it becomes conducive to life, then probably we won't even need to wear astronaut jacket and build biodome habitat. We'll be able to roam and live life on that planet as carefreely as we do on planet Earth. Many scientists have come up with several plausible solutions. The most popular solution being releasing huge amount of greenhouse gases and CO2 in Mars. This in turn will end up increasing the temperature across the red planet, eventually building a magnetic field and thereby giving much needed atmospheric layer to the planet Mars. Raising temperature will also help in transforming the Mars' famous frozen seabeds into liquid water, which will obviously prove to be a major shot in the arm to build a human colony. While terraforming Mars is a great idea, but there's one big problem in this quest. The problem is that we still did not have a necessary technology at our disposal to carry out such enormously complex process like terraforming an entire planet. But the bad news does not end here. According to scientists, human beings will take at least millions of years for developing terraforming technology. Many scientists are also of the opinion that developing a complex technology to terraform an entire planet is almost impossible. So if we cannot terraform Mars, then it is also certain that we will never have Earth-like conditions on the red planet. And this brings me to the fundamental question. What will then happen to man's quest of Mars colonization? Are we really ever heading to Mars in the future? The answer is yes and no. Well, yes, because we are heading to Mars, but we will only be able to send few astronauts on the Mars in near future. And that's about it. And no, we are not heading to Mars, not at least for building a full-fledged human colony. Our only hope is to develop a technology that can help in terraforming an entire planet, which, as I already said, will take millions of years, if at all. Until then, Mars colonization is as good as a fantasy that is probably unlikely to ever come true. So next time, if Elon Musk ever tells you that Mars colonization is a very much possible idea in our lifetime, take his words with a pinch of salt. To put it more blatantly, the world's richest man is outrightly lying to you. So that was it for this video. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. And yes, share and comment what more topic you want us to cover.